wisdom comes through experience. No matter how many times you tell the AAA guys it'll be a little bit different, the pitches will be a little bit better. You come up here, you experience it, and then for the guys like Colton, for Jackson, you go back down and you have a plan in place and wider base, stronger positions for his body to be in, and then everything's just a little bit smaller. His leg kick, his hand positioning, the moves are a little bit smaller, so you just get a little bit of time to make better decisions. And yesterday, that sinker that he hit out, it was a micro adjustment if you look at that swing on there, but just a little bit more adjustable, stronger positions, giving him a little bit more time. And it's a credit to the development staff going down to AAA, making those adjustments, and when coming back here, learning from that experience and being really good right now.
How is he able to generate so much power?
He uses his body extremely well. His bat path is absolutely elite. He works up through the plane really, really well. Just a really great swing. Obviously, his dad was a really good hitter. He's learned the right things for his entire life. So just great bat speed, uses his body well, puts him in strong positions, and just really gifted.
When you get a new player midseason like Eloy Jiménez, do you just leave him alone for a while and watch? And can you explain this resurgence from him?
We love getting new players, and it was one of the things, especially for me, Borgs, and Cody being younger hitting coaches at the beginning, having guys come in and trust us right away. And we don't waste time. We make presentations from day one, and we say, here's what you're doing well, here's where we think we can help. And we have never had a guy say, no, let me do my thing. They all come here, they understand we're a winning ball club, and the guys around them too, they see how they work, they want to make adjustments. So day one with Eloy, we sat down, we said, here's what we see. He said, let's get to work, and it works really well when you match up your plan with what they want to do. He wants to hit the ball in the air more often. He hits the ball extremely hard, so he's working really hard in the cage every day. And while we make those adjustments, we told him to just keep getting hits, make it look good out there until he starts elevating it a little bit more.
What do you see from Coby Mayo's first dozen at-bats or so?
Small sample, obviously, but in Cleveland, it was really good to see the at-bats on sliders down and away. I thought he controlled the zone really well. And then he started to see, okay, they're only throwing me sliders, and making adjustments to that. So he's had a couple of days to work through a few things, but like Eloy, Austin Slater, he came up and said, okay, whatever you have for me, give it to me. So small tweaks, just a little bit more length with his hands on the loading process to give him a little bit more time to be adjustable on the breaking balls. But that line out he had in Toronto, I think, points in a really good direction. Hopefully gets that first knock today, relaxes a little bit, and then goes on a streak.
Ryan, how much is the new bat for Colton Cosner playing into this?
Could be placebo. There could be a lot of things. I haven't taken a deep dive into it to look at the numbers. I know you guys have talked about his bat speed a little bit, but the trade-offs too, if you have a bigger bat that you're swinging slower, maybe not the best idea. But that's why guys choke up with a little bit smaller bat, a little bit more barrel control. But when you have a bat in your hand that feels good, you go up there feeling good, get a few knocks, and it becomes a thing. But whatever he's doing right now, I want him to keep doing, because he's controlling the zone really well, setting the table, as he says, just having a really clear plan of what's my job, get on base. And if I don't get on base, have a really good at-bat where I see a lot of pitches and showcase those pitches to the guys behind me.
He's been trying to retool his two-strike approach. What have you seen on your end from that?
He hates striking out, and like our guys on the team that are really good, they don't like striking out. So going in there and understanding I don't need to expand with two strikes, I don't need to have this mental adjustment of I need to cover everything. He's so good at staying in the zone and staying disciplined. We want him to be there the whole time. So instead of two strikes, okay, put the ball in play, don't strike out, and now I start to expand, actually shrink the zone a little bit more. So those 0-2 counts feel more like 2-0 counts where he can still put the ball in play hard instead of weak contact or miss underneath. But foul balls off right on the edges until you get a mistake, and then hammer him like he was really good at last night.
For the last 2.5 months, Anthony Santander has really been on a tear. What do you see from him in this extended streak that you didn't see from him the first 2 months of the season?
Tony has been kind of notorious for a slower start and then ramping up as he goes, but the work is always outstanding, and the work that goes on outside of the field is what propels him to have that success on the field. He watches the pitcher's last 3 starts before every single game, and he's looking for the 1 or 2 pitches that he will only get. So instead of looking at, man, he throws fastball 50%, he's looking at the changeup in a 2-1 count that he throws 5%, and he'll be sitting on that pitch. So just a really, really smart hitter, takes care of his body extremely well. I think that's always a part of it too. He just gets a little bit stronger, a little bit more confident in there, and then when he starts rolling, it just is so fun to watch. So there's not anything distinctly different, no major changes. His preparation is elite, and when he does that, he gives himself a really good chance to be successful like he has been.
What were you seeing from Adley Rutschman when he was struggling a little bit at the plate? And then how nice was it to see him yesterday sort of break out with 3 hits?
It's great to see Rutsch get those 3 hits. It's been a while since he had 3-hit game, 4-hit game. But really, his swing has been in a really nice spot for us, and we've talked about it with him. It's more just like timing, and timing's an easy thing to say, but that usually comes from approach, like what pitch are you on going into that at-bat. And what he did, and what you guys saw so much in the early part of the year, was hammering fastballs, being ready for the fastest pitch that the pitcher was going to throw. And last night, that hit that he had early on to center field, 98 up in the zone, stayed on it really well after being a little late. So just calibrating really quick to the velocity and being ready for that hardest pitch that he's going to see. That's usually where Adley has success, because he's so good at adjusting to the soft stuff down.
When you mention guys like Eloy coming in trades, but also guys coming up like Mayo, how much pride do you take that you've turned this into a destination for hitters because they know you guys have answers?
I hope people feel that way. Aaron Hicks, Ryan O'Hearn, Adam Frazier, when Hicksy and Frazier left us, they had a ton of good things to say, and hopefully they're saying those things to other players who are thinking about coming to the Orioles. But then for the minor league guys who have grown up in our system, it's a really, really proud moment for all of us, not just at the big league level, but for everybody down in the minor leagues too, to see these guys come up. We understand there's always going to be a struggle that they go through, but then being able to adjust, and if we need that development in the minor leagues too, we trust our people down there. So it's just a whole organization working really well, because we know that young players coming up into the big leagues often don't have success. They don't live up to their potential. We want these guys to be even better than they thought they can be. And when you can point to Adley, you can point to Gunnar, now Colton, Jordan Westberg, these guys, it's really exciting. So we have great role models who are the best workers and just the best people.